Hello everybody, this is Lilla in Hawaii. I'm trying to make some Christmas decorations using what I have. I don't want to buy anything. Well, first of all, here in the islands, it's slim pickings. There are very few places. I think we have one craft store. We do not have any of those dollar stores at all. So anyway, I've been making some ideas. This one is a hanger for the door. Maybe it could go on the tree, go on a mantle, on a knob somewhere. I love making things that hang like that. So this was made with some, I think it's mat board. A friend of mine gave me, who was a picture framer, gave me a whole bunch of mat board, and you know, it's kind of tough to cut and you struggle with it, but it's great. It just works great. So I drew the shape on that, and then I cut it out, and I'm still finishing cutting this out. I use a box cutter. I use old scissors. I just do the best I can, and once you get it scored, you can sort of bend it, and then it'll cut more easily. So then the next thing I do is I cover the back first, and I like a sort of a neutral paper that has a nice tea-dyed look. And I have a pad of this paper, which you may have seen. It has lines on it, and it has always has a quote on the bottom. You buy it in a pad from Paper Plus, I think it's called. So I used that on the back, and always put it on the back first. So I glued it on the back first. Of course it'll be cut out, and then I trimmed it around the edge if it wasn't quite right. Next I chose something to put on it. I've done several of these with different things, but since this was a holiday theme, I have a few old Christmas postcards, and this particular one, of course they're glued on now, but it says "Thy Kingdom Come" at the bottom, and I liked it. It was just sort of nice and vintage looking, so I glued that on. But here are some other suggestions. This one, here's one. I'll just put that over this, and you can maybe get an idea how that might look. And what else have I got here? Got some others. This would not be any good because I think it goes, you know, it's horizontal. This might be kind of cute, something like that, for maybe a child's room. Anyway, I just look through my stack. I've got more than this, but I have quite a few, so I'll just, and I like the backs. It's always a shame if the back's covered, but it will be. So I take that, but first of all I put a back fabric on here. So I've got the tea-dyed look on the back, and then I choose a paper to go on here, and sometimes I print something off, and I thought this might be a good, this is some music that I got in France, and I thought if I took that, scanned it, made it smaller, and then put something in the center when I scanned it, you know, like a frame, and fiddle with it anyway, but I do like that. It's blue, so I would change the color to brown or something. So I like that, so that would be an idea to make a background. That stuff. So I get the background on. The next thing I do is I put the postcard on there, the old one. Then I trimmed it with some lace trim that I also got in France, and made a little sort of it's just a twist here. This is some eyelet that I got in France. And then I had this little angel ornament, and I put it on a filigree for the back. At the bottom I pleated some text from a French book and put that on there. And if it rips, all the better, because that gives it that old worldy look. And then just to brighten it up a little bit, I did put a little dab of glitter here and there on that. Then of course at the top, punched a hole, put one of those, are they grommets, those rings? I don't know what they're called. I think it's a grommet. And some twine. So that's how I make that. So hope you like it, and let me know if you make any. Thanks very much. Can you hear the birds? Goodbye.